How honest are you? The George Santos story. That's technically a joke, right? Man, I'm rusty. And now our story.
Watch this scene. Watch it carefully.
Hey, don't tell me how to watch your movie.
Keep your eye on Bob. He's number 8.
In more ways than one. All right, boys, let's go be boys. Hello? Editor? Forgot my ointment, inhaler, and orthopedic compression socks. Hey, that's not your locker, mister.
What did you see?
I ain't seen nothing.
Do you think Bob's action was honest or dishonest?
I'm gonna need a lot more
If you
context.
saw such an incident, what would you do about it?
Make an obnoxious and judgy motion picture?
That incident came to involve each of us in this room. And it caused us to consider the subject of honesty from many angles.
It sure did.
Yeah.
That's why Mr. Barker, he's athletic director of our school, suggested that we talk it over with you.
Oh, no, really, I'm good.
Well, maybe it'll help you to know just what we found out about honesty.
And we found out plenty.
Preach it,
To be
Susan.
honest may sound easy. Some of the time it is. But it can be a real problem.
Especially when wanting to be honest conflicts with other things you want to do.
Young Bob Saget is right.
Now, getting back to that scene in the locker room,
R.I.P.
it happens that Jim was a witness.
A Jehovah's Witness.
Let's see again exactly what Jim saw.
But he's an unreliable narrator telling the story through a lens of self-interest. These Beetle Bailey Pogs are mine now. Whoa, the cinematographer showed up. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I think I have to murder Bob.
Well, what would you have done?
Vigilante justice?
I wanted to do the right thing, the honest thing. But what was it?
The thing that would make me look good.
Question Bob about it? Tell Ben that Bob was in his locker?
So, tattle.
Report it to Mr. Barker?
Or go straight to Batman.
I didn't know what to do. So, I put off doing anything.
And now I'm going to hell.
That night I didn't get much sleep. The next day at school was awful.
That was
I
unrelated.
just had to do something. Tell somebody. Then, after school,
I snapped. I detached
well, I
fully
guess
from
when you're in
reality.
a state like that, it doesn't take much to set you off.
Say, it's Bob.
You say it's Bob.
Looks like he's buying himself a present.
Drug deals were so wholesome back then.
Sure does.
Let's ask him over.
Let's not. How come?
I believe Bob is the Antichrist.
That money he's spending. I know where he got it. In the locker room yesterday, after he thought everybody had gone, I saw Bob take something from Ben's pants pocket. I was late dressing, I saw it. I guess it doesn't take a detective to figure out where he got the money to buy that pen.
That's a blood pen.
But Bob, I can't believe it.
Did you ask Ben if he was missing any money?
Not yet.
Have you reported it?
Not yet.
But you have to.
Save us, Jim. We're
Talk to
helpless.
Mr. Barker about it right away.
No, you don't. You tell Mr. Barker, and whatever else happens, he'll kick Bob off the team. Where'll we be with our star center gone and half the schedule left to play?
Keep your morality off of my sports.
When you put it that way.
Guess I have to report you, too.
I didn't know what I was going to do. But I'd realized I shouldn't have blurted out in public that way. So I asked the kids to promise me not to say a word.
And did they? Yes, we promised. But then...
This one's on me, Terry. Here's what happened.
I squawked big time.
After Jim and Nick left the drugstore, Terry and I talked about what Jim had told us until, Terry, there's nothing for you to do but tell Mr. Barker about Bob.
But we promised Jim.
A promise to tell a lie doesn't count.
Wow.
I didn't promise to tell a lie.
It's the same thing. I can't understand your being so calm about having a thief on your team.
I want him dead.
It's your duty to tell Mr. Barker, and if you don't, I will.
Can we still neck, Rose?
Well, there I was. Wanting to be square with Jim, but Well, I didn't want Rose mad at me.
Sure.
And it did seem dishonest to conceal a thing like that.
So I bought a gun.
So at practice the next day, I'd made up my mind to speak to Mr. Barker. I don't know just how I was going to say it, but
So I sprayed it instead.
Nick and Jim had seen me. They moved in fast to keep me from talking. Well, I didn't get to speak to Mr. Barker that day.
And my enemies list was getting longer by the minute.
I'm not sure I wanted to. Anyway,
When I found out what happened, I marched right into this office the next day and told Mr. Barker.
It felt great. I'd do it
Now,
again.
You've seen what actually happened. What Jim saw. Well, here's the picture I described to Mr. Barker.
Viewer discretion is advised. I've never been in the boys' locker room, but I assume it stanks. In my version, Bob was also drunk and high on reefer and in debt to the mob, and he didn't shower that day. Tisk tisk.
That's the picture I gave Mr. Barker. At the time, I really thought I was telling the truth. But, of course...
The concept of truth is a self-serving
We'll
fiction.
come back to you, Rose. But now let's have a little skull practice.
What? Thank you so much for watching Fun with Shorts. This series is supported by Patreon and patrons like these wonderful people right here. They get early access to new episodes and exclusive episodes every month. Also, check out the updated funwithshorts.com for DVDs and merch and all the good stuff. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you next time.